And welcome to the Lizzie Show. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. It's a Friday. It's my last 3 days before I get back to work, but this isn't about me. This is about the alternative to getting married. This is what I think is way better than getting married. If you want, though, you could still have a little ceremony. But in my opinion, I would hold on to your money and not spend more than $100 on a wedding. Maybe $500 at max. Just for the people closest to you. What I mean by the people closest to you, I mean the people that if you're on the hospital and you're on your deathbed, they're there. This is what I mean, the people closest to you. All right, maybe you're an only child, like myself, and your parents passed away, like myself. So now you have no family, so maybe your budget is $5. Because now all you need is some cat food, because the only people who will come into your wedding is some cats. But hence, I told you, you can have a little ceremony to celebrate the two of you coming together. Perhaps till death do you part ways. But remember, I'm going to give you what is the best alternative to getting legally married. You don't have to legally get married to show that you're committed to someone. Because as time and time has proven, people being married doesn't prelude them to be committed, moral, decent, good, have any kind of integrity, keep honest. So forget about being married. Signing that document is not guaranteeing a great relationship. What is guaranteeing a great relationship is two individual people who are honest, don't put conditions on their love, don't think that one is better than the other. There's nobody's better. We're both human. We both bleed. We both have organs that will fail one day. We're all here in this body, sharing this experience together. If you two ended up together and you fell in love, and that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that you and this person, at some point, you fell in love. You're together. You fell so deeply in love and your relationship is so great that now you decided you want to take it the next step. You're going to legally bring yourselves together. And then you're going to have a huge wedding. I think, number one, that's the first mistake. Because in my opinion, any money you have, keep it. Because I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, female and male, one day you're going to have to go to the dentist and you're going to want to have money for it. One day, you're going to have something go wrong with the car. You're going to want to have money for it. Every single day, you're going to want to go to the supermarket and not worry about what you're putting in the cart. Forget about putting on a very expensive wedding. You don't need to. You could do something very simple and very cheap. That's the first thing. Don't start off with doing a big party because you're deciding you're going to get married forever. Actually, I don't think you should have any party. You shouldn't have a party until you're together at least 15 years. The first 15 years, okay, that's too much. Wait, I take it back. 10 years, you're together 10 years. The wrinkles are starting to settle in. We'll do a 10-year party. You could spend $1,000, $5,000 on it. Now that you know what life really is. Now that you know you got to call the plumber and fix the pipes and that costs money. Now that you know it costs money to fix the roof. Now that you know it costs money to go to the doctor. Now that you know people get sick. Now, after you spend a good 10 years together, then I give you permission, you can have a party. And you can spend $20,000 on it, right? Because that's what's important, the party. And see if any of those friends is still around after you're together with your partner for 10 years. Because it's all just a way to what? Show off for people when really nobody cares. The only people who truly care is your parents and maybe your siblings. Siblings, sometimes they're jealous. Cousins, sometimes they care, sometimes they don't. What do I know? I'm an only child. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to leave it, I don't know, the middle or the end of the video about what's better than getting married. But if you choose to throw away your money on a party, I don't feel bad for you when you eventually get divorced. 10 years later, you should have known better, because I'm telling you, don't have a big party until you're together for 10 years, because now you prove to me that you know the value of money. You know the value of a real relationship, because now you've been together 10 years. Okay, but you might say to me, Liz, we've actually already been together 10 years, and now we're going to get married and do a big wedding. So, okay, then at 20 years, I just raised the roof on the limit. No, honestly, if you've been together 10 years and then you no, you know what, marriage, I don't know, I've never been married, but I hear it changes everything. I don't know why. Maybe it's something psychological. I don't know. I have no idea. But the whole thing that always gets me is that I've never been married because I'm going to give you the honest reason. Number one, I don't have any family. So it's like, first, I'm not saying this to feel bad for me. I'm like, when you're an only child and your family passes away, it's like, all right, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of cute when you have a family and they're like, oh, Liz, you get married. Like, it's almost to excite other people. Like, other people are excited you're getting married. So I don't have family. So would I get married? Two, I like the idea of just being with someone and they want to be with me without feeling like they're just with me because we're married. That's my own psychological tick, right? Then I say to myself, well, this person is with me because they really want to be with me even after all these years, let's say 13 years, and they've seen my ups and downs. They've seen my positives. They've seen my negatives. I'm not perfect. And you start to, as the years go by, get to know how to navigate each other's personalities, get to navigate each other's ups and downs, because that's what a relationship is. It's managing each other's ups and downs, because nobody's perfect. People have their good days and bad days. And when people live together, they take it personal. Like, you might think, oh, my wife came home in a bad mood. You're trying to help her. You take it personal. Same thing. A woman sees her husband's in a bad mood. She's trying to help him. He doesn't want to talk. She takes it personal. And now she's looking for someone else. That's not what you do. The whole point of a relationship is patience, knowing what works, knowing when to walk away. Because just because you live together doesn't mean you have to constantly be on top of each other when a person maybe doesn't desire that in a time of turmoil, right? In a lot of countries, in a lot of situations, I'm not totally against this. Some couples, they're married, they live apart. That's an interesting way to go too. So maybe you avoid all the moods. But financially, I guess it's better to live together. Okay. So where am I going with this? Now, I'm going somewhere with this. So it is really, and I've seen it. I can only go by what I've seen. Of course, you see it a lot online, but I've seen it in real life. There was this one man, and this is years ago. This is back in 2016. I'm just going to say the state I was in. I was in Washington State. There was a man. He worked 12-hour shifts. He was a CT tech and X-ray at the same time. Had 2 kids, a wife, worked really hard. Again, those 12-hour shifts, and let the wife stay home. And they lived in an area that's pretty expensive. Now, this husband was so good, and as they would say today, so secure, that he let her join a band and do her thing, sing in the band. I saw this with my own consciousness, and I couldn't believe it. Turns out that she fell in love with the drummer, the guitar player. I don't know specifically, but someone in the band. Now, to be honest with you, what are you going to do? Are you going to say the rules are, man, if you have a woman, don't let her be in a band, because what's going to happen is she's going to get all these endorphins and dopamine and think like now she's all in love with the drummer or the guitar player. No, you have to say, no, you're a mother. You stay home with the kids. I work hard. This is your life. I honestly think that's the better way, to be honest with you. I mean, once you are a mother, that you're a mother and you're a wife and your husband's working hard, people, I think he wants to jump on the cat house. I'm sorry. I don't want him to knock off the phone, and I'm in a flow here. Frankie, come here. Frankie, come here. Frankie. Okay, look. I felt so bad for this guy. This is back in 2016. And this is actually before this whole manosphere and the red pill blew up. So it has been happening. It's interesting because for the longest time, I think men were the one who were deemed to be the cheaters, right? Isn't that always like the state of consciousness that like I grew up in, like men were the cheaters but now it seems like women are the ones who are easily tempted and look for that dopamine rush. And he let her join a band, and then she went for her crush and ruined the marriage. I don't know, was she sleeping on like the sofa or something? I don't know. It's from 2016, but I like couldn't believe it because I did see her visit. I was working at a hospital back then in Washington State, and she brought the children in. I said, what a beautiful family. And I don't understand why someone would do that. But I will say, I think people just get lost in a sense of fake reality. Like you disconnect. But once you're a mother and you're a wife, that's it. Like you're not going to join a band. That's just my opinion. Because really, you can't trust anybody. And really, I'm going to say something. You could agree or disagree. Everyone's thoughts are welcome here. You shouldn't even trust yourself. Because your brain and the chemicals can make people make decisions that are temporary, that will ruin lives. Because unfortunately, people are not strong enough to understand that it's all just chemicals in the brain. There's nothing behind it. Especially after 2 children come out of a woman. I don't know how she could, be crushing on someone else. But that's how I feel about that. I also want to say that not all women are the same, not all men are the same. We are all just individual people with our own individual thoughts. We all see relationships and experience relationships differently. Most people base their reality on what they have experienced. So you're going to base reality based on what you've experienced. So what have you experienced? You could be in a good relationship. You could love someone unconditionally. No matter what happens to them, you still love them. You're not with them for superficial reasons. You're with them because the love goes beyond the skin, right? You're with them for their essence. So when people get married, you're in that state of bliss and you're happy. You're on this high and you're a star and you got the dress and you got the music and everyone dancing on the floor and yada, yada. And then you go home and real life begins. The getting up for work, the paying the bills, the monotony of life, the redundancy of life. But the only way to make your relationship better is not to go find someone new. It's to bring something new into the relationship or bring something new into yourself. Because no one else can fulfill you. You can only fulfill yourself or make yourself crazy. Brown sugar shaken espresso. Why not? This is my vacation. Now, I do say that if it was up to me, I would change the laws. That if you cheated, it would be a crime. Like you'd go to jail. Maybe people would think more because everything's too lenient. I'm going to tell you something. Back in medieval times, I had to write this down. Medieval times, right here at 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Women, for arguing with their husbands and gossiping, were tortured. How? You could look this up. It's called a ducking stool. A ducking stool. Do you want to know what a ducking stool is? They put women on a chair like this. It was attached to a long pole, and it would go in and out of the water, in and out of the water. And for all to see, she would be tortured. Medieval times, from the year 500 to 1500, we're talking 500 years ago, women for gossiping and arguing with their husbands. They put them on the ducking stool. Look it up. Look it up. It's pretty messed up. Also, if there was even, things were the other extreme then, if there was even a rumor that women were not being honorable and there was infidelity, right? You know this, they put a giant A on them and they were basically shunned from the community. And it was a big deal to be shunned from the community because back then there were no cars. You had one horsepower. When you were shunned from the community, you were shunned. Women had to leave. And even then, their reputation followed them. And that was just rumors. Also, if there was any kind of rumor or proof that a woman cheated, they cut her head off. All right. Don't come for me. I think what's happening, don't get mad at me. I mean, I don't know about cutting someone's head off. I just think we've gotten too lenient. People need to be a little bit afraid. That's the thing. Nobody's afraid anymore. There's your answer. Women aren't afraid. Like me, I'm afraid. I want to do anything because my head would be cut off. So there you go. Men, you got to keep her a little bit in fear. You can't be so like, nice, too nice. You gotta, it's in our nature. That's how it was in medieval times, which is much more than now. For like 1,000 years, women were put on a ducking stool. They were shunned from society or they got their heads cut off. Now it's encouraged. Nobody cares. No big deal. Oh, he was boring. I get it, sister. But really? What? Then why'd you get married? Why did you do the most committed commitment and then decide that there was someone better? Nobody's better. We're all stinky, smelly, imperfect humans that just need another stinky, smelly, imperfect human to love us just enough that when we get sick and when we become very unlikable, they're there for us, right? Till death do you part. That you took the vows, right? So no, it's not till death do people part. It's till I lose my morals, until I lose self-control, until you have no kind of self-awareness that you're just a biological being and you just need to find another way to get those endorphins and serotonins going in your brain. Till death do us part. Till death. You got to die. That's when you part. They're not taking these vows seriously enough. And that's because there's no laws. The laws need to be, if anybody cheats, the man or the woman, off with your heads. Then nobody's cheating. Then you will get a divorce. You're like, much better than getting my head cut off. If you're that unsatisfied with your marriage because you just have this loop of unreality in your head because you were in love when you got married, right? But now you have this loop of unimaginative details of why you're no longer satisfied or happy. It's because of yourself. It's because of myself. I'm happy. But what I'm saying is, growing up as an only child, I had to entertain myself. No one's here to entertain me. Like right now, I'm entertaining myself. My boyfriend, he's talking to his friends, playing his video games. What do I care? I'm an only child. I'm used to entertaining myself. Not that I'm saying find an only child. I'm not saying that. Personality is personality. You're born a certain way. But I do feel bad in this scenario. Everyone deserves, like I enjoy being in a relationship. Now, if there was a camera on us, you would think like, what in the world? Because we do yell and scream. We do goof around. We're not like a couple holding hands, running in the prairies. I mean, we have fun. We goof around. We enjoy each other's company. Of course, when you first meet the butterflies and you're so excited, but then eventually, when years go by, sad things happen. My mother died, his father died, people die, animals die, you get sick, you look awful, you have bad days, you have days where you're depressed, you have days where life is too much, there's more to come, like you don't, things happen, you got to go to the dentist, it's, $3,000, like things, life, I'm not even saying we've been through the worst or the best, I'm just saying like, once you invest so much time with someone, why would you give that up for like something that's just as good as a piece of chocolate? Just get yourself a piece of chocolate. Well, the thing is, people don't have any self-control, right? That's the thing. People don't. So only the strong men and women have self-control. At this point, especially as you get older, I feel nothing when I see, I'm not saying I don't like a beautiful face, but as you grow into yourself more spiritually and you see yourself changing, like I'm not the same person as I was at 10 years old. Those cells in that person is dead. I'm not the same, and my cells aren't the same as I was at 15. That person is dead. I won't be the same when I'm 65. This person will be dead. We're more than just our body. We're more than just our physical form. So what captivates me is people who have self-control, who aren't persuaded by something so superficial, fleeting. Who you are goes beyond the form, because you are formless. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what's better than getting married, though. At the end of the video, after I'm done talking, yeah, I'm sweating. Excuse me, by the way, not only do I think you shouldn't get married, and I'm going to give you an alternative, which is better than getting married and shows a better commitment, which I'm going to share at the end of the video. Also, if you already own a house, that's great. But if you rent, don't feel bad, feel good. Today's a good day that I'm a renter. I'll tell you why. I had to call the plumber. The plumber came yesterday. He had to come back today and replace a bunch of pipes in the basement because they were clogged. And bravo, today is a good day to be a renter. But whether you rent or you buy, you still have to pay a price for where you live. Whether you pay taxes or you pay rent, you're always paying. Whether you rent or buy, you're still gonna die. It doesn't mean you're immortal. What is it? Morme momentum? You're gonna be dead someday or something like that? Someday I'm dead? Yeah, I'm aware, but I'm never going to die. I'm just going to transform and become something else, which terrifies me because I don't know what that something else is going to be. I'm just kidding. I'm not terrified at all. But anyway, the whole thing with relationships is I also see the positive. I see a lot of young girls, because obviously, if I'm talking to other people, I'm talking to girls, like 20s, early 20s, all in committed relationships. They're like a 90-year-old in a 20-year-old's body. You know what I mean? They have good morals. They have self-control. They're not going for the flashy and the I can do better. There's no such thing as doing better. You're here to be with the person. Like, does someone really want a person that's going to be with you for like your status, your looks, your money, your inheritance? No, you want someone who's going to be with you for like the worst of you. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm not saying we're not special entities. We are special entities, but no one's more special than anyone else. Like, you don't have control of what you look like. You don't have control how tall you're going to be. You don't have control over your metabolism. Yeah, you can eat good food, but there's so much hormones in it and everything is modified that you do the best you can. I will tell you, going back to the Middle Ages though, there was something, we're all very lucky to live in these times. Like, I can't even forget about it. It was so bad. The food was awful, and the bread had ergot in it. Ergot is a fungus that was on the rye, the wheat, and the barley, and ergot made people hallucinate. So they thought everybody was like a witch. They would hallucinate because of ergot. Look up ergot. Oh, then they would make bread, and the way they would make the bread, now mind you, this is like 500 years ago. We've really advanced now. And they would take something with cement to make the bread, and there'd be cement in the bread. So people would bite on the cement and it would make their teeth strong and or break them. Oh, and dentists, forget about dentists. The only way you saw someone was if you screamed so loud it got someone's attention. Water, dirty. Everybody was drinking water that had alcohol in it to kill the germs. Oh, and if you wanted to see a doctor in the Middle Ages, your diagnosis was you're probably going to die. The only way that they would heal you is they would cut you open and let you bleed out or put 70 leeches on you. So today our biggest problem is people, if you get married and you do sign that legal document, for better, for worse, for sickness and in health, but it should really be all the negative things. The vow should be all negative, not positive, because we know we're going to be together in the good times. Not just, the health is the easy. It's when someone's sick. It's when someone's annoying. But that's the fun of it, right? We could be ourselves with the person. It's comforting. It's relaxing. It's relieving that you don't have to put on a show for this person. Also, if you thought that, before I tell you what's better than getting married, if you think you're having a bad day, people back in the Middle Ages, they had to go to the bathroom in a chamber pot. And they go to the bathroom in this pot, and then the pot would go underneath the bed. And then eventually, they'd say, get-a-lee-loo, which meant watch out for the water, the dirty poop that's going to go out the window. And you know who cleans it up? The gong farmer. Look it up. G-O-N-G farmer, a gong farmer. Now, did the gong farmer have a wife? Probably not, because their job was so dangerous, they could potentially drown in the cesspits or from asphyxiation from the smell. Because the gong farmer was someone who removed the human waste all night long, okay? And they would spread it in fields and I guess try to use it as fertilizer. Disgusting. And they got paid the most money you made back then. Otherwise, they gave enough shillings or beer for people to live from day to day. It was bad back then, real bad. And if you were a king or a queen, you just had a hole in a stone wall with a draft, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, life is good. We have it very good in this time we live in. People back then, it was like the worst life you ever want to have. 500 years ago, no flushing toilets. They were going to the bathroom in a pot, throwing it out the window. England was the smelliest place on earth. I don't know about any other places. This is just the documentary I watched. But life is very easy. So I get it. You think that life would be better with someone else. Well, it's not going to be. The same thing is going to happen if you get divorced and then you're going to be with this person. The same karma. It's the same thing. And now you created bad karma. You created bad karma. That's why we're here, to create good karma, not bad. When you do something without self-control, without self-awareness, and without any kind of feelings about how you're destroying someone else's life, it's going to manifest either in this life or in the next life. So I beg you to not let your emotions control you. Don't let them control you. Since you hung in here so long, and we're at almost 30 minutes, I'm going to tell you that if you're with the right woman or the right man, you don't need to get married. Here's what you do instead. Before I tell you what's better than getting married, don't think it's morbid. It's not morbid. There's a reason behind why I think this is better than getting married. It means more. I like it. And I hope you like it too. If you really love someone, a man or a woman, I hope that doesn't offend anyone if I say a man or a woman. The best thing you can do is get a really, really good life insurance policy. $1 million, maybe 2 million. Not because they're going to celebrate, God forbid, if you pass away. It's because now every month you're going to pay maybe $100 a month for this amazing life insurance policy, because I love you so much. I want to make sure, God forbid, if anything happens to me, you, my boyfriend, husband in my heart, will have $1 million. So that makes me feel committed, because now it's like I'm willing to give money every month, not for a wedding and a party that's already gone. No, for if God forbid anything happens to me, you don't have to worry. You could still live your life. Maybe you could go on vacation. Love again. Don't mourn me too long. Life's too short. I say, I'm out in the stars now. I'm in the universe. I'm having a good time. Take that money. Get more animals. Donate to the animal shelter. Just get a good life insurance. 2, besides the life insurance, make each other beneficiaries on each other's bank account. Now, if you already have this while you're married, which you probably do, because you're a beneficiary when you're married, fine. But without getting married and doing all that paperwork, just do that, those 2 things. That's commitment. You're committed. What more do you need than that? You could go out and tell people you're married. Nobody needs to know. You could wear a ring. I have a ring. It's fake. Does anybody know? I think I have it and I could put it on for you. I'll go get it. But you don't need a real ring. I mean, have you seen blood diamonds? Have you seen blood diamonds? Shame on you. You don't need a ring. You don't need a ring. You don't need any of that stuff. Because if you're going to be with someone and they're going to be with you, you don't need a party. You don't need a ring. You don't need people excited that you're getting married. You don't need a new home you could rent. All the things they tell you need, you don't need. You just need 2 people that have self-control, standards. They are not persuaded by being advanced at by the other opposite sex. They're not persuaded by looks. They are full of mental strength. You can't get through them because their mind is built like a fortress, the fortress of the mind. So this way you don't have to live and worry about getting divorced. You're together. If things still don't work out, you don't have to worry about spending a lot of money on a divorce lawyer. You just have to cancel the life insurance. I'm here to help you out. I'm giving you an alternative way to show love for another person without walking down an aisle, spending money you don't need to spend on something that's fleeting. And me personally, not my thing. And I don't know why. Perhaps it's because my mother was single. My father, he stayed in Spain. That's another, I think if you've been here before, you know the story. But it was just me and my mother. And I never was like, oh, I want to grow up. And I've always, to be honest with you, I've never dreamt of anything. I just kind of, however life went, it went. So I'm actually very happy because my life turned out better than I thought it would turn out. Do you know what I mean? And I never had a bad life. I had a good mother. I had a lot of love. I had grandparents. I had a lot of love. I grew up in New York, had a lot of friends. But now where I am as a different person at a different age, the best thing in life is to give and to have patience and know that every day isn't going to be perfect. And the person you're with every day isn't going to be perfect. And that's why you're together. So there you go. Don't get married. Get life insurance. You could have a life insurance party. And a beneficiary party. Because that's it. And it'll remind you that we don't live forever. So when you're with someone, enjoy every moment because the moment is gone. The day is gone. The week is gone. The month is gone. The year is gone. It's gone. So when you get older, you realize you're running out of time. You're running out of time. So the only thing that matters is the time you spend together. You don't have to get married. If you have children, life insurance for the children. You know what I'm saying? If it's about a name, lie to people and say, what are you, for strangers? You're doing it for strangers? It's like getting a new car. For strangers, I went to Starbucks. I'm in a 23-year-old car. I paid for the Lexus behind me. For strangers, yeah, we do things for strangers. But you could do good things for strangers, not put on a show for strangers, because nobody even cares. Like George Carlin said, buying things and stuff that we don't need to impress people we don't know. And I hope you liked this video. I'm trying to get better at talking and express myself. A lot of times I watch my videos after and I'm like, ooh, I could have done better. I could have said it better. I could have done it better. Better. But I'm just trying to make a point here, you know? And my mother, you know, she was heartbroken. I'm regretting I should have said this. She wanted to be with my father. It was the man leaving the woman. He stayed in Spain. He didn't have responsibility. He lost his rocker. And my mother was heartbroken and died heartbroken. So, but that's my father's karma, and my mother has her own karma. And now I don't know if they're going to be born again and what's going to happen, but you know, this whole thing called life is very complicated. But my mother did the right thing. I don't know about my father, where his soul will end up, but he didn't do anything evil. He just, well, do you define that as evil by not being around? I don't know. I don't think that's evil. Okay, this is too much. The video is over now, and I will see you tomorrow. And if you want to say something, say something. If you don't, don't. By the way, when I leave a message back, I'm sorry for my typos. Typos. All right. So what do you think? Talk to you soon. Bye.